What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So guys, today's video will be about my Lvad. Now, if you're my car content and things like that, that's not this. But be glad to tune in. So guys, today I wanted to bring up my recovery. I never really talked about my recovery. I probably brought it up briefly, and I kind of want to help you guys know what to expect. All right. So let's go into what happened. So I had my Lvad. That was obvious. I was in the hospital for 2 months. All right. I would say the first month was me in there because I was sick, and the other part was the first month was me actually having the surgery. Recovery time, I would say immediately after I came to, we started walking. They started helping me get up. They didn't help me walk until probably the 3rd day. So it was just a matter of getting up from a chair and learning how to get up again. Get out of bed. Very sore. You're gonna be very sore, very tired, and you're gonna feel very weak in the legs and in the arms. So it'll be very difficult. I can't express that enough. So just want to give you a heads up there. That's what to expect. After that, they will not let you out of the ICU until they start seeing some progress. So I got up and I walked around a little bit, and obviously I needed help. I needed help getting around. They held on to me tight to walk around. The staff was great, okay? I don't know how your staff is gonna be, but my staff at Shands was awesome. They helped me walk around, and they were very motivating and stuff like that. By the time we got done there, and they kind of helped me out, they got me out of ICU. After ICU, we went over to the normal floor. And the normal floor is basically, when I say normal floor, you're no longer in ICU, now you're in a kind of recovery stage, and from there you go home. So there's levels. So I get done there. When I get up to that floor, every day you're going to be basically working on your cardio, actually getting up, walking, always. The first week I had a hard time getting up and walking. I was very tired. After that, hold on, I'm fixing this camera here. Sorry about that. So I had to get up and walk every single day, and it was very tiring. That was the first week. They told me I can go home in 2 weeks, and I want to be absolutely realistic. The doctor told me, he said, at one point, he said, I've seen patients that have gotten up, that have had the surgery and got up in like 3 weeks, they're back at work in 3 to 4 weeks. And I was like, hell yeah, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna do that. That's not hard. And it was very hard, and it did not happen. I was very frustrated with the doctor. Sorry if the road's bumpy, guys, and this camera is not the greatest. The mount is not the greatest. I was very frustrated with the doctor because I'm like, he told me this, he told me that. You know what? Yeah, he shouldn't have said that, but at the same time, he's being positive. And these doctors don't know what it is to go through an Lvad because they don't have an Lvad. So only an Lvad can understand what an Lvad patient goes through, right? Only an Lvad patient can know what an Lvad patient goes through. So, or even a heart patient. So anybody with the open chest, you really know what to expect. So I was very upset with him, and I just want to be realistic with you. That may not happen to you, all right, guys? There's a slim chance that might happen to you. So don't expect to be walking up in 3 weeks. What will come back pretty fast is your appetite, because you're going to start eating again. Your body's going to start responding very nicely. After the first week, I had a hard time getting up. The second week, I was able to get up and walk a little bit, but I missed my deadline of 2 weeks, and then I could go home. So the PTA, the nurses, the physical therapist said if I can't get up and walk, they can't let me go home. It makes complete sense because you can't go home. You can't walk by yourself at home. It's dangerous, you know. That means you're just bedridden, and you're not gonna put that on the person taking care of you. So I had to end up staying in there another 2 weeks after that. So 2 weeks, that's another month. That's 2 months. But I tell you what, after the day I was my go home date that I didn't go home, I missed my first deadline. I was up. For some reason, the next day I was up. I was able to walk and doing very well. Them PTAs had to keep up with me, and I was very productive that day. But obviously they have to see it continuing. My strength got up, And the following 2 weeks that led to it, I felt pretty good. I felt pretty strong. Now, keep in mind, there were some days that I felt better than others and I didn't want to get out of bed, but I was doing much better. My appetite came back very quickly. I was eating very well. I think I had a pizza and things like that. And then people were able to bring me food from when I was sitting in the hospital bed. So that was good. That was all great, fine and dandy. I was able to eventually get up out of bed, kind of wash myself, taking a shower at the hospital. And they would give me a chair to kind of move around. So that was great. That was another good thing that happened within the 3 weeks. By the 4th week, I'm ready to go home. I'm able to do a lot of things by myself. My chest is still sensitive. Keep in mind, this will be a thing. Your chest will be sore for a little while as far as coughing and sneezing goes. And then if you're in a car, speed bumps, they are your worst friend. Them things are painful. So however it is driving, have them drive careful with you in the back seat. So I ended up going home after my 2 months, right? So the first month was all pretty much prep for surgery and surgery. The second month was me recovering. So 1 month of recovery so far. And I can walk, I can eat, and I can give myself a bath, sort of. When I get home, it's a different animal. Now I have clothes on. I don't have wires on me. I don't have these things on me. I don't have things walking around like a walker to support myself. This is just me full bore. So now I'm walking a little bit. The first week at home, I'm relying off of people, okay? Everybody's helping me get around, help me stand. You can get very dizzy because you're on medication now. Normally when you're in the hospital and they give you medication, you're laying down a lot. At home, you take medication, you don't go home and you don't go sit. You get up and go do something. So that medication can have side effects. I was very not top heavy. I would get dizzy very quickly, and so my mom had to help me out and things like that. Excuse me. My wife had to drive me around a lot. My wife worked full time, so she had to help me out when she could. When she got home, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. When she got home, she had to help me take a bath. Very humbling experience. Keep in mind, that was very difficult. So the first week may be a little bit difficult mentally and physically as far as taking a bath by yourself. You're gonna have to saran wrap yourself. It's a very intimidating factor because now you don't have a medical professional taking care of you. So you gotta be very communicating with your family. If you're the patient, be patient. If you are the family member helping out, be patient as well. Keep in mind, they're not in the right state of mind. They're just in not a dark place, but they're in a weak place, okay? They gotta rely on you. All right, so let's get off that subject. So first week, I was able to, out of the hospital, I was able to now help myself a little bit. I had to rely off of people. All right, the first day, getting up and going to do something, I was tired by 12 o'clock, all right, 12 p.m. So I would wake up at 7:30. By 12 o'clock, I needed to take a rest. So then the following day, it was around 7:30 I'd wake up, and I was able to stay up till like 1 or 2 o'clock without getting tired, like sleepy. So that was doing much better. So I was kind of breaking that habit of being tired and building more stamina, meaning my heart was getting stronger every day. More food was coming in. I was eating more food. I was doing very well for myself. By the first week, I was able to get up and walk, and I can what's it called? I can stay up a full day and with no problems at all. I could get out of the bed. Now also I needed help getting out of the bed because they tell you they don't want you getting up. Don't use your arms to get out of bed because that relies on your chest. They don't want that. They want you to get up with a lot of core strength. So that was the second week. And then after the second week, let me see, I was getting up out of the bed. Getting out of bed and doing that stuff on your own. You can take a shower now. You can walk around now. That's great. I could feed myself with no problems. You cannot drive. So like saying, sorry, ran out of memory. So what I'm saying is you cannot drive, all right? So they will have you on chest restrictions for about, I think it's like a certain date. I don't know how long it was. I just know I think it was till December, and the middle of December, end of December, that I could start driving. I think it was right before Christmas. All right, so I couldn't drive on my own at all. Reason why is because if I were to get in an accident, airbags could deploy and that could break open my chest again, because my chest is still healing. So that's what I was on that restriction. After that, also I had to sit in the back seat a lot. So they would give me a pillow to hold, and if I sat in the front, but they told me try not to sit in the front, sit in the back, and I did. And that was that part, as far as you will not be driving on your own. So let's get back on to the 4th week in that month. I was doing much better. We're just gonna fast forward a little bit. So every day I was getting a little bit stronger, a little more independent. I could walk around, and just learning the habits of everything, all right, of being an Lvad patient now. And I think I started doing videos at this time. I eventually went back to work within a month after, a month and a half after my my release from the hospital. And then now I'm back getting rides. Now I'm getting rides to work from my mom, and helping me out there. So eventually I get to drive again, and a couple weeks after that, I get cleared to lift weights again. So I start lifting weights. So now we're talking 2 months out, 3 months out of the hospital, and I'm starting to lift weights again, which is great. The doctor said to kind of introduce yourself slowly back into the weights, and then there was no limitations, obviously, than what my body could do. He said just take it easy, and if you feel tired, take a break. And you don't have to go 100% balls to the walls. So I did not do that. So I did very well. My strength came back very quickly as far as the weightlifting goes. My stamina came back very quick as well. I had to start introducing some type of cardio to my workout. You guys saw my weightlifting meet, and I did well. And after I finished my weightlifting meet, lifted a little bit more after that, and then I just got lazy. I didn't get lazy, I got introduced to life. I started working more. I started doing real estate. I just started expanding myself and not just staying to one thing that I was used to, which was the weight room and sneakers. I wanted to do more. I wanted to make a better person of myself, mentally and financially with my career. So that's what I did, and that was part of my mental recovery. I ended up accepting that I can do more, that my mind limited myself in the first place. I thought, oh, I'm so busy, I can't do this, can't do that. Part of the recovery, I just made sure that this bag is no excuse, and I want you guys to think that way too. It's no excuse. This Lvad needs to keep up with you, not the other way around. It doesn't control your life or your decisions. All right, so now we're gonna fast forward, and where am I at now as far as weightlifting meets go and things like that. Recovery wise, guys, I can do it all. I can do any workout that I want. As far as the sweating goes, I gotta be a little bit on the careful side. I can be the medication is another thing to watch out for. Make sure you're good with your numbers, and that recovery was very quick. I'm back in full swing. My strength did not come back to me like I thought it would. I was hoping that I'd be like back to where I was prior to my surgery, or even before that, where I was really strong. It's not that way. It didn't happen that way, but it will. And I just got to continue to grind and continue to get that way. The reason why it's different this time around, guys, is that I have to work a little bit harder. Before, I had a lot of supplements, no steroids, just more of these over-the-counter supplements like protein shakes, creatine, those type of things, pre-workouts, things that kind of got me mentally focused for workouts. And I didn't have that mindset of, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm breaking that mindset. And not only that, I have to start dieting a little bit different, eating more, but eating cleaner. And I'm diabetic, so I can't eat carbs at night. So I gotta be very careful with what I eat. You know, I'll be responsible with my carbs. That was my recovery. All right, guys. All in all, let me just sum up this video. Your recovery comes back very fast. It'll be back before you know it. It'll be at a blink of an eye. You're gonna think, where the heck did time go? Because in hindsight, it was probably around 3 to 4 months before I was completely at my goal of lifting weights again. And a lot happened in 2 months. 3 to 4 months, I was driving again. A lot happened. Now a lot. Your body, everybody's different. Some people may take longer, okay, and I get that. And I'm not saying you're going to be up in 2 weeks, but you also control mentally what you how your recovery goes. If you're going to sit there and complain and say woe is me and just stay in bed all day, then your recovery's going to take a lot longer. Don't do that to yourself. Just get up, mentally think, I'm gonna get out of this bed and I'm gonna make something better of myself, and I'm gonna continue to push on. Life is gonna throw some, you know, some haymakers at you, you know, and you know, I think I've heard this quote before. It's not if you fall, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. So just keep on pushing, and you will get better, I promise. But guys, that's my video. I hope it helped you, especially if you're an Lvad patient. Be positive, and if you're afraid of an Lvad, don't be afraid. I promise you, you're gonna get your life back, and you're gonna be a lot stronger, and you can make the best out of it. All right, guys. I'll talk about another video on that later on, but I just want to thank you guys for watching. Be blessed, be safe, and continue to get better and live life. Love you guys. Peace.